Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. So, if you have not heard the conclusion of the investigation by Robert Mueller, which the premise was that potentially candidate Donald Trump and his campaign had worked in cahoots with President Vladimir Putin in Russia to win the election of the presidency of the United States. So that was the premise. So for 2 whole years, which I don't know if you all understand, that is a very long time to be investigating such a very simple question. Now, along the way, most of you probably didn't know because you're layman, you don't pay attention, or not that you don't pay attention, or you don't know what they're actually talking about. Mueller uh, expanded the scope of his investigation because they did not actually put chains and bind him to the question at hand, which was, did Trump and his campaign collude with the Russians? Since they did not bind him and they gave him all sorts of leeway, he did all sorts of things, indicted all sorts of people. A couple of people went to jail. Now, did that have any impact on Trump, candidate Trump, and the Trump campaign? Absolutely not. Because he had all sorts of wide latitude to do whatever he pleased, he did whatever he pleased. And so people went to jail. Who, on any other given day, had he not even been there, none of that would have come forth. And you're right, right. But it also lets you know that who exactly was in control, because people who should have gone to jail did not go to jail. Scary thought. Now, we get to the question of, did Donald Trump, candidate Trump and the Trump campaign collude with the Russians? The report said definitively no. So, now we stand back at square one, that we wasted millions of dollars of taxpayer money. You all are paying for this, for him to say no. Nothing happened. Now, here's the big deal. Congress knew that this was a nothing burger. Congress knew from day one, before this even started, right? Because they had been calling for this before he even took office, right? So we're talking about, they were calling for impeachment before he was elected. Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. For all of you people who might have some weird opinion about Donald Trump, uh, you can't impeach a president who's not a president yet. That makes no sense. So anybody who would pretend to seriously tell you he must be impeached and he is still candidate Trump, they're not playing. First of all, they're not playing with a full deck, and they're not playing honest poker, are they? They've got a couple of cards up their sleeves now. So they kept calling, oh, he colluded. Congress already knew before Mueller was called. They already knew that it had nothing to do with anything. They would just blow. Now, I think then Mueller then of course took a life form of his own. right? He's a very respected, and all of the Democrats were singing his praises just Christmas. Literal. Oh, I'm not joking. I'm not being aliteral. I'm being literal. They literally sang the 12 days of Christmas, but superimpose their own lyrics talking about the 12 days of Trump impeachment. Now, well, the purpose of this video, of course, is then to talk about we are now going to square one with a president who's not under investigation, a president who has been completely exonerated of all everything. And for anybody who said he's not exonerated, they're foolish. They have no sense because the investigation was so thorough. It was beyond the scope of human decency. It was so thorough. Do you know what I mean? Are these words bouncing off of you? So now we're getting back to who do we have sitting in the White House? We have Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the 45th and current president of the United States, in office since January 20th, 2017. Before entering politics, he was a businessman and a television personality. That's what you have in office. Why did he actually win? I know a lot of people are going to say, he won because he stuck to the issues. He won, blah, 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 blah. But do you know how to run a campaign? Do you know how to run a political campaign? I've been involved. I've been asked to be involved. I've been asked to run myself. And I'm not talking about here. This is way before YouTube was a thing. I was asked to run. Now, why did Donald Trump run? I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to believe it because, you believe everything that you see on TV. Why did Donald Trump actually win? He won because his name is Donald Trump. And everybody knows Donald Trump. Now we get into the big deal of who do we have sitting in the White House. We have Donald Trump, who stands for excellence and quality, excellence in luxury. In his TV show, he tried to convey and he tried to promote his brand to be commiserate. Now, I personally come from old money. I'm not saying he's not from old money, but he's kind of in that pseudo thing because his family, they were well off, but they weren't billionaires. They were well off. They weren't billionaires. He's a billionaire. So this is new billionaire status, right? This is something new. Now, wealthy can be billionaire or wealthy, if you define it correctly, wealthy. Excuse me. Wealthy can mean, one of the few people on the planet who controls some real stuff. If you want to be serious. Now, the only people who really matter in the case of having an opinion about Donald Trump really are going to be business people. He is a businessman. That's all he is. And I was jumping up and down with joy, not that I got the vote at all, that they elected Donald Trump because finally we're going to have somebody who actually ran a company. We're going to actually elected somebody who actually met a payroll. Do you know how important that is? You have somebody sitting on the inside now who knows exactly how much is on your paycheck, who knows exactly how much you pay in taxes. Do you know, for the most part, the people who sit in the office of the presidency have absolutely no idea of what taxes actually is. No idea. Not even the foggiest. And people in Congress are like that too. No, they don't know exactly what it means to get your check and it says, you would have made this much, but you had to pay this, this, and this, and this. And this is how much you're taking home. And so, although you're happy you got a paycheck, you're crying on the inside because, all the taxes. You have now a person who made payroll. A person who knows the value of a burger. You have a person who knows the value of a. I don't think you understand the other people who were up for grabs for the position. They did not know anything. They might eat a burger. Couple of them took pictures with a hot dog in their mouth, and people made fun of them. And some of them went so far as to eat a hot dog with a fork and a knife, which I believe is the proper thing to do, so that nobody catches you slacking, so they can make untoward comments about you. They even put hot dogs in politicians' mouths who were not eating hot dogs. But I'm saying they might eat hot dogs, they might eat hamburgers, but they didn't know the value of it. When you have this great debate of who pays for the tab, the guy or the girl, they have no idea about that. I already told you I didn't come from a lifestyle where that was even a question, because we didn't go out to somebody else's restaurant to eat. I went from catered event to catered event to catered event to catered. The question never came up. Why? Because that wasn't the lifestyle. And the lifestyle was to plan for the next event that I'm gonna. Oh, am I hosting the event? Well, if I'm hosting the event, I pay for everything, right? Right. That's the lifestyle that Now, I'm a small fry. I'm not a big politician. I'm sure that's how. What. So when you're questioning all these things that's important to you in your life, you're electing people who had absolutely no idea what that even meant. What do you mean chivalry? What do you mean men should pay for the pick up the tab of a? What do you mean? What is that? What did they talk? What? Jerome, what are they talking about? Now you have somebody on the inside who eats hamburger, who knows what McDonald's actually, who knows what Burger King is. Oh, you keep listening to the news, who are trying to who actually literally lost all of their ratings since the Muller report came out. Lost their rate, like cut in half, 50% down. They were riding high, making fun of Trump and saying blah 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 blah. We're going to impeach him, and it's a go, go. We're going to impeach him, and the report's going to come. Hey, now we already knew. Those who keep track of politics, we already knew. We already knew it was nothing. There was nothing to it. But if this might sound weird to you, but a lot of the stuff, the political stuff, tie-ins to keep people in business, right? You already know that part, right? But the media is a business, so they got to keep the media in business. Why do you think YouTube is the last hope of CNN, Fox, CNBC, MSNBC? Why did they spend millions of dollars, which is chump change to them, to come onto YouTube and literally write all sorts of contracts and write all sorts of programs to make sure that they are in control of everything, all of these stories? By the way, you should like this video because I am battling, Fox News and CNN and all these other people. That's my competition. My competition is not Mark Dice. My competition is not AMTV. My competition is not what is his name? Oscar Mayer Wiener. What is his name? I don't know. I forget his name. Anyway, my competition is not Tim Pool. My competition is CNN. If you go to my channel, you will see it'll say related channels, and depending on the day of the week, it'll have CNN, Fox, MSNBC, NBC as part of a related channel. Why? Because that's who I'm in competition with, and those people have millions of dollars. I can't get $5,000 to even get a computer going to actually give you a actually edited video, so I could look like I'm actually worth something, right? PayPal.me/Shakaama, or patreon.com/Shakaama. We have an opportunity right now. If you believe in something, you go ahead and identify yourself as some sort of group. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's fathers who have lost custody of their children. Okay, you go find a group that's talking about fathers who have lost custody of their children. You join that group and you make sure that you get a lobbyist to go talk to the president of the United States. That's how that's how adults handle business, okay? Okay? You have an opportunity now to have a person who is actually sane, down to earth, who used to walk to work. Oh, now I know he's all about luxury, but he actually used to walk to work. How do I know this? Because all of the videos in the 70s, he talked about, I used to walk, all my rich friends, they don't like me. Especially the media never liked Donald Trump. I don't know if you knew this. This whole history of, you think this is all brand new? The media never liked Donald Trump. Never. Why? Because he didn't play in their little reindeer games in New York. You all just don't know. You all don't know who and you listening to these people who are haters of Donald Trump. And now he's president of the United States, and that's a very dangerous position. I'm talking about the media, because the media now has this giant booming voice and saying, oh, we need to work against the president of the United States. We need to work against the president of the... No, you have an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, all of you, liberal, conservative, I don't care who you are. You have an opportunity to know you actually have a person of the people. He won the popular vote. I'm not even going to get into the conspiracy of telling you that he actually won the popular vote, because then, people don't want you to know that he won the popular vote. And he won the Electoral College. He was a popular candidate, a populist candidate. That's why he had name recognition more so than ever. How many people knew Hillary Clinton compared to Donald Trump? If you did an actual brand name, even today, even after all of the news about Hillary Clinton, he has more brand recognition, you can look this up, than Hillary Clinton. Some people do not know who Hillary Clinton is. That's a fact. He won because he had the most brand recognition across the board. Can you all even name 5 of the Republican candidates? Name them. I'll wait. No. No, you can't. You can't even remember who was running. Except for Dr. What's his name? I can't even, and I love him. I think he's a fantastic guy. But seriously, Donald Trump has the most brand name recognition. He's right up there with Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola in the entire world is the #1 brand name in the entire world, and they spend millions of dollars each and every month to continue to be the most recognized brand. Donald Trump was right up there with Coca-Cola in brand name recognition. You know who was not? Nobody else who ran for president in 2016. Right? That's who you have sitting in the White House. Not this evil, conniving, blah, blah, blah. He's a business guy. And I made a video when he got elected. I said, how can black men profit under the administration of Donald Trump? You should go check that video if you're a black man, or I guess a white man too. if you're a man, actually if you're human, I think it applies to everybody. The stuff that sometimes I say this is for black men, it applies to everybody, even kids, because my advice is just that good. Okay. But go and check that out, and you will see a breakdown of what you have and what is the potential and what we could do. Now, millennials never recovered But nobody wants to talk about that, especially millennial men. Millennial men never recovered. Everybody keeps talking about this recovery, this recovery, this recovery. We're talking about people with no work experience, graduating. I think like 30 or 40% of them graduating in stuff that they should not have been graduating in, with all sorts of student loans. Why do you think they clap when Bernie Sanders and Obama and Alexandria Cortez talks about forgiving student loans? Because they don't have a job. And they get the student loans, and the student loan people are calling them, and the student loans people don't stop calling because you can't write that off because it's backed by the government. That is a financial loan, and that should not have been structured like that to begin with. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like, share it.